Hi, it's Luna here, and I haven't done a video for a while, and I felt to come and do one because I just keep getting prompted because I keep seeing people talking about karma in quite an old paradigm way, so kind of like in a third dimensional way. So I thought I would come on and talk about it from a higher dimensional point of view, just to offer a different perspective on it. So the word karma is a Sanskrit word that loosely, and I say loosely translates because it's difficult to translate Sanskrit to English, and east to west is difficult to translate the different cultures, and of course it's ancient. It's the most ancient text really that we have available to us today. So because of that, the translation is only loose. It can't be very literal, but it basically means, in the loose terms, word, deed, or action. And what is commonly kind of thought that it means is that, you do something horrible to me, that horrible thing will come back and happen to you, so that you can get a taste of what it's like to have that done to you. Or, you often hear people saying that's their karma, or karma will get them. And those kind of like very punish and reward, revengeful type feeling to it. And nothing in the universe is based on punishment or reward. Nothing. That's just not how it's set up. So karma can't be a punishment or a reward system. It can't be you do good so you get good. It can't be you do bad so you get bad. And also, that if you want to kind of really get to the higher dimensional spiritual truth, nothing is bad because everything serves the purpose of evolution for everybody. I know that's a really hard one to swallow, so I'm not going to go into that because that's a biggie, that one. Let's start with the little one, the little karma one. So the higher dimensional version of karma is actually what choices you make purely from logic. So purely with your mind and not engaging your heart. There's nothing wrong with this, and there's nothing wrong with the mind or with logic, and there's not even anything wrong with making choices from it, because the reality is that, soul makes all the choices in your life. So soul will use your mind and your logic. If that's the way that you decide to make choices, then soul will utilize that. But in order to be in higher dimensions, we choose from the heart, and then the mind is the support tool for putting into place whatever it is that the heart is asking for. So the heart is the guide, and the mind is the support. And this is what I talk about when I talk about healing the patriarchy with love, because eventually this kind of like gap between the heart and the mind, there is no gap really between them. They're connected all the time, but we have to heal that illusionary gap before that can become into our reality, basically. So all the ideas we have that it isn't connected have to die, so that then the reality of the truth that they are actually always connected can come into being. So when you make choices purely from your mind and logic, so that tends to be subtly manipulative, if we're honest. It's, I'll have to do this way, otherwise I won't get what I want. And the kind of like belief that things are in a very set way according to what our eyes see and our ears hear. Because there's actually a vast universe of infinite potential and a huge quantum field where anything is possible. But that is accessed through the heart, not the mind, until the two are healed, and then the two can access all of it together, joined together. So true karma is when you just purely make choices from your logic and your mind, because it's harder to evolve and heal when you're just making choices from your mind and your logic. So what tends to happen is we make choices from the mind and the logic, and they're not necessarily wrong choices, but they tend to be like the longer path route, the longer route, taking the harder, longer route, basically. Now, our mind and our ego will always tell us it's the quickest route and it's the best route and it will get what you want. But the actual truth is, what the heart wants is always the fast track healing and evolution route. Always. And we don't realise that. And the way that we come to realise it is through karma. So we come to realise it through constantly choosing through our mind and logic. And eventually that becomes too painful because it's the longer route. And it's not the route that the soul prefers. The soul will let you take any route, but the soul prefers the route through the heart-based choices. And so true karma is the unravelling of the choices that we make purely from logic and mind without communicating with our heart. So if we want to be rid of karma, we have to live purely from the heart and be the most loving version of ourselves that we can be in every single moment. And that is fifth dimensional living. And the bit in between is fourth dimension, and the bit where you can't even conceive of that is the third dimension living. And I'm writing a book about all of this, so if this interests you, then you might like to follow me. So my Facebook page is facebook.com/Luna Louise Anna, and I also have a podcast where I talk about things like this, but a little bit more personal to me, a bit more relevant to what's happening in my own healing and my own life. And you can find that on all good podcast platforms. I can't say that, podcast platforms. But you can find it at anchor.fm/@Luna Louise Anna. So I'd love to see you there. I'd love to have you join me. I hope this has helped, and I love to hear from you too, so please write comments and things. Okay, lots and lots of love, everyone. Be back soon. Bye.